The time frame for me getting selected to go to Vegas to actually performing on the show, it was like all my dance teachers knew about it. All my students knew about it. And it was like, Criscia's gonna be on So You Think You Can Dance. And I think that was like, ah!
Yeah.
And, you know, my mom and my dad would both have me, if he was DJing a party, I was there with them. And that feeling of just the music, the interaction, I think I fell in love with it at a really, really young age. And I didn't know what that meant at that time, but I knew when I was in that circle and everyone was like, go, 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 I was like, this is what I like. This is who I am. Especially when you're passionate about something, you know that person is also passionate. There's a way to communicate transparently and it not be about, you know, shutting somebody down.
Bold and Brilliant Life with Bianca Peart. Welcome to the Bold and Brilliant Life show, where we speak with athletes and sports professionals about their journey. I'm your host, Bianca Peart, and today's guest is Criscia Long. Criscia has amplified the sports and entertainment industry through the art of movement. She's the founder and creative director of Push Dance Professionals, and she is the senior director of entertainment for the New York Liberty, Brooklyn Nets, and Long Island Nets. She's also a professional dancer, an actress, a mother, wife, a daughter, a sister, an auntie, and affectionately known as the Boss Lady. We're so excited you're here with us today, and thank you for joining us here at the Bold and Brilliant Life show, Criscia.
Thank you for having me, Bianca. I'm so proud of you. I just want to say this has been brilliant watching your journey as well, and I'm honored to be on the show.
Thank you so much. We've had a journey because we've observed each other working in the same space for many, many years. Time kind of flies, right?
It really, really does. I can't even believe how long it's been.
It has been a while. Probably like 10 years, 10 seasons.
Almost 11.
11.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the younger Criscia, the baby Criscia. Can you let us in a little bit how you were as a child? Were you always into the arts? Were you always? Yes.
You know, I grew up with a very musical family. My dad is known in our town as the DJ of the town. He is very, very, very talented and well-known, DJ Skip.
Yeah.
And I think that through him and also like my uncles, their love of music, I was surrounded by music all the time, house music specifically.
Ooh.
And, you know, my mom and my dad would both have me, if he was DJing a party, I was there with them. And that feeling of just the music, the interaction, I think I fell in love with it at a really, really young age. And I didn't know what that meant at that time, but I knew when I was in that circle and everyone was like, go, 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 I was like, this is what I like. This is who I am. And I think I just connected with dance at that point, and it's been a part of my life ever since.
Yes. And house music is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite genres because it's so expressive. You know, it feels so freeing. Is that kind of what it felt for you, like freeing?
I think it's freeing, but also it's the reaction. It was the reaction of everyone. And I think it was that exchange of energy. And, you know, obviously house music is from the heart. It's in the body and the soul. But I think it was more so like the reaction that I was getting. So I think, you know, dance has been my motivation, but I think it's just entertaining and seeing people react has been what has like driven me.
And driven you.
Yeah.
So when did you start going into dance classes? Were your parents like, wait, we got to put you into class or theater or ballet?
Yeah. You know, my mom was always a supporter. She could see talent right away. And she is very much like, if you want to do this, I'm gonna help you figure it out. And we tried lots of different dance studios, but the one that really, I think, stuck with me and is my family to this day is Venettes Cultural Workshop. And I think through that, I found not only like my dance teachers, but all my mentors. And I got to see them excel in the industry. And really just like, I found my love then for it. And from that point on, I went to Long Island School of the Arts. And that's when it was like, okay, well, if you're going to be serious about this, are you going to go to college? Are you going to get further education with it? What are you going to actually do? Through that and the mentors and the teachers that I found at Long Island School of the Arts, I went to Virginia Commonwealth University. And I chose that school because it had a concentration not only in dance, but also in choreography. And also it had a college lifestyle that was surrounded by HBCUs. Like, I knew that I wanted an experience. And I think that is something that I also take with my profession as well. And, you know, meeting all the people and having the journey of college with, you know, pledging my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Even with that, you know, meeting my line sisters, leading my line, being stepmistress, kind of pushed me into the space that I am now as a leader, as a creator, creating step shows to creating modern dance shows as my senior project. You know, I got such a wide range of experience as a dancer, as a performer, and also as a creator in the college space that once I graduated, I was like, all right, what do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you do? Where do you go? What did you study at VCU?
I have my BFA in dance and choreography.
And then after you graduated, you're at VCU. Did you stay in Virginia? Did you come back to New York? What was that?
Yes, actually, I auditioned for, and it's so funny, I always say this, like this, I learned so much from this one job, and you wouldn't think, but at Busch Gardens. What? At Busch Gardens, I auditioned. That was like the first thing I auditioned for. And, you know, that's in Williamsburg. It's right there. And, you know, I was like, you know, this could just be a good understanding of what it is to just get paid also and perform a show and all those different things. And I met the most brilliant performers there, singers, dancers. And we kind of motivated each other. When we had days off, we would drive up to New York and audition for any and everything. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter if I didn't fit the role. Like, I remember auditioning for Little Mermaid when she did not look like me. And I was like, just trying to get my experience and understand, and even like making what is a headshot and a resume look like, how it's supposed to be stapled, all these different things that I didn't necessarily learn in college. I was learning as I was doing with other actors and dancers and singers who were trying to get into the industry as well. And from that point on, I booked my second job, which was at Disney.
Disney in Florida?
Yes, Disney.
Disney World?
Disney World.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and it was also my first time ever being at Disney World.
Wow.
I was in the opening cast of one of the Christmas shows. So I was also able to be able to come equity, which was part of a union. And so it was like things were moving very, very quickly. And obviously it's Disney. So it's production value. It's, you know, show. So it was cool to be a part of that experience and be able to bring that back with me to New York. And I think that is what really motivated with me to like, I need an agent. I need to really do this because I'm falling in love with it. And after that, I was able to get an agent and started booking things very quickly. I toured with Lil' Kim for a little bit, which was cool. But then I also think that the job that pushed me into a space that I didn't know kind of was going to like change my life a little bit. I auditioned to be a Knicks City dancer. And, you know, watching the Knicks as a New Yorker, it's the Knicks.
It's quintessential.
Quintessential.
Yeah.
My dad is a huge Knicks fan. So, you know, and watching the dance team has always been an iconic dance team. So I auditioned my first year, I did not make it. And I was like,
yeah.
And then it kind of motivated me even more stylistically to really develop all different types of styles. In between that, I got a chance to do So You Think You Can Dance.
One of my favorite shows. Yes.
Even that experience, I needed that before I really got into the sports space because I think I realized how talented I was, like just doing that show. And I also realized how pressure can diminish your talent. So in auditioning for So You Think You Can Dance, the first time, it was just for fun. It was like, you know, I'm gonna go. I went with my friend Olusayo. We just was having a good time. And when I got selected to go to Vegas, I was like, oh, oh, okay, wait, I can actually be on the show?
Yeah.
But the time frame for me getting selected to go to Vegas to actually performing on the show, it was like all my dance teachers knew about it. All my students knew about it. And it was like, Criscia's gonna be on So You Think You Can Dance. And I think that was like,
Yeah.
I trained, I got into every single type of class, salsa, tap. I was trying to be as prepared as possible. I got there and I froze. It was like, like the choreography left my head. That wasn't a thing that I did. So, I was like, wait, I don't like that. That was something that I'm like, how do I let that not ever happen to me ever again?
What work did you have to put in mentally to rewire your system and rewire your brain so that you can continue falling in love with the art of dancing?
It was bad. Like for a week, I cried. I had a good support system though, between like my mom and my husband and my friends. They were like, no. Like, you're going to get up and you're going to go back out there. And also the people that I met when I auditioned the first time, they were all like, they're having back-to-back seasons. We're going to go audition again. So I auditioned for it again immediately. Like,
you faced your fear.
I faced my fear, went right back, auditioned for the very next season, and we auditioned as a group. And it became more fun. And I realized, oh, this is why I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for myself because I actually love it. And I'm going to have a blast. And when I tell you that audition, it felt like I was flying the whole entire time. It's like I reconnected in the same place where I felt like I almost lost it. And I just wanted to hold on to that forever and ever. So I made it to the top 22 girls, so almost on the show. But the process was just so much more enjoyable. And I left that ready to conquer the world as a dancer. Once I came back to New York, full throttle, back into the audition grind. At this point, I have an agent now. So I'm being sent to things. I'm understanding, I'm making, even not understanding when you don't get an audition and the effect that you have on a casting director to call you back in for something else that's more like a direct booking. So like I'm learning all those different things, but I also felt like I needed to try out one more time. I'm like, let me see if this space is really for me. I did do dance team when I was in college, but I was never I wasn't a competition girl. I wouldn't consider myself a dance team girl or woman or performer. So, it was, I want to say, kind of a new space for me in just thinking about not only myself as a dancer, but myself as a brand ambassador. And I think kind of doing So You Think You Can Dance helped me with that too, because there's so much off-camera work that you realize that, oh, like, this is the type of person I have to be off camera sometimes. Mm-hmm. So that kind of prepared me for it too. And again, just from a look branding standpoint, I'm like, okay, I got to get it together if I'm going to go back in there. That audition, I felt like I was soaring the whole entire time. I was like, this is about me. This is for me. This is not for anybody else. I remember even like, I was nervous the whole entire time, but I remember like finding the camera and looking at like, just like having a level of confidence that, I just was ready. And I say, in comparison to So You Think You Can Dance, that audition was neck and neck. It was tough. It was a really tough audition, just all the different styles that you have to know and the level of athleticism that you have to have. And then you also have to pull it up and speak. So it was a test of the mind. And I'm really, really, it was an accomplishment that I'm very proud of, being able to be on that team at that time and kind of create my journey into the sports world.
Yes, Knicks City Dancer. You had an adventure there. Talk about that, because you were captain.
Yes.
Not everybody can be a captain, honey.
Yeah, honestly, I met some of the most amazing mentors there, from my coach Danielle to Michelle, Lauren, Trusty, all of them. I still keep in contact with them today. And it was a push, and it was a level of expectation that was set that I think I really definitely needed at that point in my career. I do remember being like in rehearsal, like, I could dance. Like, I need to be in the front line. I remember, like, but there was a certain level of humbling that it did, where it's like, no, you're not ready. You will be placed when you are ready to be placed.
Yeah.
And there's more than just the dancing that's a part of this. And I think once I realized that, it felt like it just changed my understanding of not just being a dancer, but being a performer, and then also being a brand. And, you know, in creating the leadership skills on becoming captain, and even being able to choreograph, like, for the first time on that type of platform with the team, and them trusting me in that way, and being introduced to the New York Liberty. That was my first interning job.
Oh, wow.
At the same time, being on the team, they saw I had an interest in just the overall show, and they offered me internship. And I jumped on headset, and I was able to learn the ins and outs in real time, but also like experience it as a performer. So I'm creating a whole different view of how to bring it to life, because I'm in it in real time. It was definitely difficult, but I'm so thankful for that experience, and, you know, having a taste of the New York Liberty, and like finding a love for the New York Liberty at that time was super cool in the story and where I am now.
You were
the coach for Timeless Torches. Yes.
And you performed on the Torch Patrol.
Yes, I was a member of the Torch Patrol. I was coach of the Timeless Torches. I coached the Knicks City Kids as well as the Little Torches. Being a performer at that time, and then understanding like how to manage people as well, because we were putting together great performances, but you have to learn how to manage people and children and their parents and performers of all ages. I think also like opened up my mind in not only like how to really make all performers of all ages and types and styles like shine, but also how to deal with people of all ages and, you know, how to,
What did you learn as a leader at that time? Because it's hard to manage people. It is very hard. What is a tip for those who are kind of transitioning or starting to coach teams or want to choreograph for teams and have to lead a large group of people from various backgrounds? What are some tips?
I mean, I think every person is different. And I think that as you're setting your boundaries, you have to be open for feedback, and you have to also be open to how times are changing. So maybe rules need to change. And I think that it's okay to care, you know, but as you're caring, you have to set boundaries at the same time. So I'm still learning that, and every year new things happen, new situations happen where, you know, I learned from that, and now you can apply it to how you're managing people overall, because it is a lot. It's a lot of people, and you want everyone to have a good experience, but you also have a job to do. So it's kind of balancing that.
Yes, and you manage a lot of people, and currently you're the senior director of entertainment. So you're managing different teams, the Brooklynettes, the Long Island Nets dance team, which you started, and the Long Island Nets kids dance team. You brought in those teams on your home turf on Long Island. You created those dance teams. Congratulations. Then you have the mascot with Ellie and the Stompas, Timeless Torches, the Torch Patrol, so many teams, the Brooklyn United Band. So there's like literally you probably oversee about 90 performers.
Yes, there's actually 11 teams. There's 11 altogether. But, you know, that I think is really what keeps me in it, being able to continue to develop new things. I'm really proud to be able to bring a dance space to Long Island, specifically a professional dance space, not only for, you know, older professionals, but for young professionals as well. And we just created a team in China. So that was a really great journey. And I think, again, like, you need things to motivate you. You don't want to continue to do the same things over and over again. And being able to have projects like this kind of inspire me to then bring back new things and keep the whole thing growing.
Yes. And your work speaks for itself, because you've created the first ever international dance team, NBA dance team in China, BK8. How did that even come together? That is amazing. And you have a documentary on Cheers Nets. Tell us more.
So honestly, it's such an exciting project. When our China marketing team brought it to us, they wanted to have an audition there. And I'm like, absolutely. We did something similar in Barbados where we did have an audition in Barbados. And for Barbados night, we had dancers come. But to be able to document the whole experience and really shed light on all that goes into representing a brand at this level with that amount of talent, it just was really cool. And also
and you have to also include the language barrier as well.
Yes. And I think that for me was the most interesting. The language barrier, when it came to us dancing in the room together, it did not affect anything. Like us, it really shows that dance is a universal language. And to be able to create and communicate in that way to them, I think it really showed what we're doing it's more powerful than what we even expect. Now, on camera and stuff, I was like, I gotta learn some things. Yes. But honestly, the cast, the other judges, they were so nice. I did not stumble at all as far as like feeling comfortable on the show and communicating. But definitely with the language barrier, it was
But listen, like you said, dance is universal, and I'm sure I can't wait to watch it. It felt like making the band. I saw like behind the scenes, you was giving feedback, and I think that's something important. How do you provide critical feedback to your performers? Because excellence, we strive for excellence, but how do you do that in a way where it doesn't crush someone's soul?
I think if your intentions are good, it should never crush someone's soul. I do think that in the space that I grew up in as a dancer, there were some moments where people were trying to crush your soul because they thought that was the way. And in some ways it was. Like if I go back and I think about it, like tough love did move me in a certain way. But I do think intentional love does the same thing. And especially when you're passionate about something, that person is also passionate. There's a way to communicate transparently and it not be about shutting somebody down. And I think people understand that when you're giving feedback because you want them to be better and you want the overall production to be better.
Absolutely. And I think this industry, it's a lot, right? Everyone is so talented, but sometimes not everyone can get that yes. Can you talk about the rejections? You've experienced that, so you think you could dance, even being a Knicks City dancer. Rejections are hard. How do you navigate those?
Honestly, I think that's probably one of the toughest things in putting yourself in this space, because everything is based off of a subjective judgment, right? And I think that for me, I had to realize that, this production is just not for me, rather than I'm not good enough for this production. And I think being on the opposite side of the table, you realize that, where it's like no hard feelings. It's just you don't fit into this in particular picture. And it's even sometimes hard to give feedback because everyone's like, well, what did I do wrong? And a lot of times it has nothing to do with what you did wrong. It's just this picture you just don't fit into this in particular one. And that's okay because there's so many other opportunities out there. And I think that's also the mindset that's kind of convoluted, that there aren't a lot of opportunities. Now that we're in a space where there's so many creators, there's, even with social media, there are opportunities. But you can't pigeonhole yourself in thinking that you're only supposed to get this one opportunity. That's the other thing,
and
too.
Your whole identity can't be centered around this one opportunity or one industry, one brand, what have you. So can we talk about Push Dance Professionals? You are the founder and creative director. How did you push yourself to create Push?
I've always loved motivating young professionals. Like, when I'm in a dance class, it's more than the technique. It's kind of realizing inner light. And once the pandemic happened and we stopped everything, we went back into auditions kind of cold. And I was seeing insecurities I had never seen before. Like, people were so nervous that people that I've seen dance like many, many, many times, they were like not themselves. So I'm like, what is happening? Because for me, auditioning was my favorite thing to do. I loved to audition. It was like ready to show off all your skills that you have or don't have, but let's have fun with it. I was not seeing that. I was seeing a level of stress that made me uncomfortable. And I wanted to do something about that. So I created Push initially to speak to the mental feelings that you have as a dancer and not realizing that those things can like shut down your natural talent that you have. Some of the things that I like to point out during the program is stopping dancers and asking them their why, and reminding them their why sometimes, and really showing them how to use their why all the time and always having that motivation in the back of their heads. Yes, it's a technique class. Yes, we talk about different situations from casting directors, but mainly it's to tap into that and just make them aware of that, because I wasn't aware until that situation happened. And it scared me. And a lot of times people just don't want to dance anymore.
Yeah.
And I hate to see that.
Yeah. And it's powerful that you are creating this platform. So what age range are the members of Push Dance Pros?
So we do events at all different levels,
Okay.
from young professionals, like I said, to people who are already in the industry and kind of stuck and wanting to know the next steps. Mentorship is just so important because it's what got me to where I am. You need advice. You don't know everything, and you can't research everything because you need advice from people in real time who actually really experienced it, that they can talk face to face. Again, that mentorship, if you have the experience, you should share it, in my opinion. And that's what I love to do. And that's what Push is about.
I love that you give back. And who poured into you? You've had a lot of mentors. I know we can't leave anybody out, but who were some like key figures growing up for you?
Well, I have to start with my mom, because my mom, the way she handles life in just brush it off, it's not that serious, keep going, and also make sure you're having fun while you're doing it. Like, having that confidence from her definitely motivated me, as she continues to do. See, this always makes me nervous. Of course, Vanessa Beard Streeter, who is the founder of Venettes Cultural Workshop, just honestly, not only from a dance perspective, but seeing how she manages life in her businesses and her family and still being able to pour into the community. I really, really admire that. And I go to advice for her to offer to her all the time. And then Miss Lauren Trusty, I honestly thank God for Miss Lauren Trusty, to have a genuine mentor where you can share transparently things that are happening and get real advice, whether you want to hear it or not. Like, that's the type of mentor that you need. And for someone to continue to stay in your life and you then get to motivate them, I think it's just such a beautiful relationship that I'm so happy that it's still growing.
There's so many people.
There's so many people.
Yes. And again, because that's what created you to be, that's why you are who you are today, because you really lean into your people. And can you talk about like building and maintaining friendships and like even a network? Because that's so key in this industry.
Yes, networking is key. Like, being able to speak in a room with people that you don't know, that's a skill that you have to learn. You have to learn how to talk about yourself. That's one thing that I'm still trying to get there. People around me like, no, she did this, and this. I'm still trying to get there, because I understand what it is to be humble, but you can't be so humble that you then don't talk about the things that you do.
Yeah.
And then nurturing and maintaining the relationships that you have is also important. And it's hard because you want to be there for everyone. And then you also want to create space for yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's hard. And I'm still trying to figure that out, because everything feels important, but there has to be layers to it. And you want to be able to show up genuinely and presently. So, maintaining those relationships are definitely important. but it's a juggle.
How do you juggle life?
Here comes the question again.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get the answer. The siren saved you, honey.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, juggling life is still being learned. I think I would be nothing without my support system. Of course, you know, my husband, my beautiful children, like they come first, and being able to know that they are taken care of as new opportunities arrive and more time is taken away. Like I do not take that for granted. So that is definitely a big part of it. And being surrounded by women like you that are every single day doing something new, that is motivating in itself. Like whenever you feel like, I can't do that also. It's like, but wait, look at her. She just added, okay, all right, I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes you realize you are capable of more than what you even expected. And those capabilities grow and grow and grow. As your network grows, as your support system grows, you're able to do more and do it all. And sometimes you do need to realize where you need to like take a step back, because there's been times where I'm like, I want to show up 100%. So it's also reevaluating that, and what does that look like as well.
There's definitely a lot to it. And I think you being a mother of two beautiful young girls, can you talk about how they have made your heart like rock your world? They're so talented. Young Kaden is dancing. She's on the Long Island Nets kids dance team. They're both signed to agencies. Like, what do you love about being a mother to those beautiful girls?
Honestly, I love the way they look at me. Like, to see someone that admires you and loves you that much. Because, you know, people say they admire you all the time, but like to feel the love behind it, it's honestly the best feeling in the world. And to see them grow into their little personalities and like, you know, kind of repeat something that you said, and like you can see yourself in them, and then you can also see their selves where they're like, wow, like they're really growing up. They're little women. They have opinions. They have views, and like sometimes it makes more sense than what I'm thinking. Yeah. And you know, and seeing Kaden on stage is just it blows my mind every single time. And I know it's pressure for her because there's a certain expectation that she sees that I have for everyone else. And, you know, it's hard to juggle that. It really is, because it's hard to be mommy and also be kind of boss at the same time. But to know that she has her own set of teachers that are motivating her, and to see how she responds to them, I understand like my place in that, you know?
Yeah.
And I trust the teachers that she has to motivate her in that same way, so that I could be mommy and I don't have to be mommy and teacher at the same time. And then when it comes to JC, like, she's like my little baby. She will always be my little baby. Yeah. I look at her and I'm like, you're a baby. But she's so beautiful and smart, and the natural talent that she has. She's one that she's going to do it at her own time, and I'm going to allow her to do that. But it's just, she has a presence to her that I can't wait until she realizes it too. Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing.
That's so beautiful. I love that. I feel like you always instill confidence in them. Like, that is one thing you prioritize. You allow them to find themselves. And that's so important during their formative years.
Absolutely. I think one thing with that is I'm fortunate enough to like bring them with me, to see me in action when it comes to working, and to see how if you demand a room, like your voice demands a certain respect in the room, how people are going to respond to you. And I think they see that, so they're able to take that away from it. Because, you know, I'll see Kaden and she's like, all right, everybody stand up. You're going to go over there and you're going to go over there. So like, to know that how to demand the attention of a room, but in a way where it's respectful and it's not gaudy or whatever. I think they're definitely learning that by seeing it.
Oh, for sure. Kaden taught me. She taught me a TikTok. She was very like, all right, we're gonna start in the plie. Like she led. There was like about 4 dancers. She led the. All right, you're gonna stand here. You're gonna stand. I'm like, okay, Miss Boss Lady. Which, by the way, she dressed up as Boss Lady for Halloween, which is your nickname. And in the yearbook. Your yearbook, it said you were going to be a boss lady.
Oh, that was...
Is that real?
That was not real.
That was not real? Okay.
I wish that was real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they call you the boss lady. How do you define yourself?
I think the title boss means a lot of different things. I think in the space of having the responsibility to give direction and, be respected for everyone to take that direction, obviously that's like first and foremost, but also, being a mentor in the space, that's part of it as well, being able to guide and being able to motivate, really. Bringing shows to life, I absolutely love it, but everyone is taking away an experience from this. The fans, the performers, them having that experience is really important to me, and I think that's kind of what defines the boss title.
The boss. Well, we're going to wrap things up with a few rapid fires.
Okay.
So we're going to keep it quick and cute and all that.
Okay.
All right. So are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl for sure.
Okay. And are you a coffee, tea, matcha?
Matcha, but I'll take a coffee if matcha is not available.
What's your go-to snack?
My go-to snack is, I say popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just like butter popcorn.
Butter popcorn, microwaved butter popcorn.
Okay.
Yes.
Your favorite style of dance?
That's hard. I think my favorite style revolves around the musicality and what's happening with the connection to the music. Yeah, I would say that.
And I'm going to chime in here. Your father, DJ Skip, like I see the jam sessions, the band sessions, you have a very keen ear when it comes to music. And when like I see you cutting music with the DJs, like we're going to cut here, transition here. That is, I feel like an extra thing that sets you apart.
Absolutely. Like understanding music opens your brain in a completely different way. I played the alto sax for a long time, from like the 2nd grade until I graduated high school, first chair in the marching band. But understanding music and notes and timing and all of those things definitely open your brain up in a completely different way. My dad was a drummer also, so being able to understand specifically percussion music is difficult, but knowing the cadence kind of reflects the movement to me. So it definitely gave me up with that.
As you said cadence, I thought of Caden.
Yeah.
Is there something, is that intentional?
No, I wish that was true. I wish that's a better story. No, it was from a dancer that was on the team, and I was like, oh my God, your name is Kaden. It's so cute. I'm going to use it. And that's where her name came from.
And where did JC come from?
JC's name, actually, I made an agreement with my husband that because Caden's name is Caden Jade, so it's like Criscia and then James. And then JC's name, he would get the JC. But it was really supposed to be Jace, but we changed it to JC. So it's kind of like my name is in there too. But
all right. Yeah, add a little flair. I love that. Can you talk about the greatness of your husband and how you guys play as a team to build such incredible children, just the love we have for one another?
Definitely. It involves a lot of teamwork, but it is so beautiful to see how the girls absolutely love him. And not only love him, respect him. With my job that is ever moving and every single day is different and something's changing last minute, to know that there's someone there that is not just caring for them, but nurturing them and protecting them, I think definitely is such a blessing.
And having a powerful father figure is so amazing. So I'm glad your young girls have that. Bold or brilliant?
I'm going to go with brilliant because I feel like there has to be, for someone to call something brilliant, there has to be a boldness to it.
Yeah.
That sets it aside from everything else.
And anything else you want to share with our viewers? We had a lot to talk. I feel like we need to do a part 2, to be quite honest.
Like, I gotta go back and think about all the things.
I know.
Mhm.
But anything you want to share with our viewers on how to live a bold and brilliant life?
I mean, how to live a bold and brilliant life is learning and understanding that you still need to be a student. I think it's taking chances, it's making mistakes, it's patting yourself on the back when something went how you expected it to go. It's knowing how to pivot. It is really being present in what it is that you do and being confident and being able to talk yo when you need to.
Yes. You heard it here first from the one and only Criscia Long. She's the founder and creative director of Push Dance Pros. How can our viewers look more into Push?
Yes. So right now you can follow us on Instagram at Push Dance Professionals. We have pop-up events. We also come to different studios to consult with different, if you have like competitions coming up, we adjudicate ahead of time. And yeah.
Well, I'm excited, and I know you all got a nice treat of a peek inside our boss lady, because she's got a lot going on. Make a comment if you want to see her back for a part 2. Again, like, subscribe, follow us on The Bold and Brilliant Life. And in the meantime, stay bold and brilliant. Boop. Bye.